Good evening, everyone. Yeah, it's been a lot of stupid the last few days. And, Jay, after barely even halfway through that list, I think the answer was yes, you would want the grand prize.
Yes, I would, and I will post a link to that in the chat there, so everybody can have their own attempt at it if they want to.
So how many others have been glutton for punishment the last, you know what, let's just call it 24 hours?
Oh, jeez. I think we're still getting punishment from, Team Skeptics channel.
Oh, it started there, then it went to Reds, and now it's back on Reds, and holy crap. Some people really need to learn the difference between what is an actual skeptic versus what is a denialist. Because I don't know about any of you, but I am really getting sick and tired of hearing people say, "Oh, I'm just a skeptic." Okay, well, here's evidence. Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah, it doesn't align with my narrative.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't have permission to share my screen anymore, Jared.
What did you
Really?
do, Jared?
Yeah.
I did not change a thing on that. Hang on, let me...
Yeah, let me check mine too. Yeah, I don't have the option either.
I don't need to unless you want to see multiple games of freaking whatchamacallit, Hearthstone.
Try now.
Nope, I still don't have it.
I'm going to refresh and come back.
Yeah, might have to refresh because...
Yep, I'll do that too.
There we go.
So how has y'all's week been?
Busy. Okay, what the... now this just looks weird. Okay, this layout... This plugin is getting really...
There we go. Yep, I see it now.
Now it's the other way around. Why is it the other way around?
Because it's stupid. Do you want me to share my screen again so you can...
There we go. Now that is... There we go. Sergeant Sheep, of all the creations to be out there, that is the one to go with.
Yeah, I just got it today off of Facebook, so...
Nice. All right. But yeah, so I don't know. Should we share that image that I put into the crew chat to?
I can do that for you.
Oh, because like, first off, I want your guys' reaction to the actual image itself. And this will take just a moment. You know what?
What are we... Yeah.
Okay. I can.
That is how I act.
I can agree with the sentiment. Yeah, that people complaining. Oh my god, that this self-quarantine stuff is bullshit. It's like, if you only knew what some of us have had to deal with.
Here, hold my beer.
And you guys get fresh air regularly, Jared.
Wait a minute, you get fresh air if you're on a carrier? I thought you're stuck down below deck all the time.
Me? No, I was aviation. I got fresh air whenever the fuck I wanted.
What about engine room techs?
Oh, they're fucked.
Yeah, they're fucked. The only time they got it is if they were off watch and managed to sneak out without being caught.
Basically. There we go. That
Wait,
is
where
the
is
other
it?
person I wanted to send it to
you could be
directly.
bunking.
Geist. All right.
Were you bunked under the catch wires?
Oh no! I was actually up under one of the. Well, not directly under one of the jet blast deflectors. It was actually on the other side of the bulkhead and one deck above where my rack was. So
wow.
anytime I tried to sleep during flight offs where they were shooting off the bow, I heard that motor going every cycle of it.
Oh no, I
Here
can
you
tell you
go,
what's.
Coral.
I can tell you what's worse.
Hi guys,
Hey,
My
What
Coral.
do you think, Coral?
Hey, bro.
how are you?
We're doing good.
Good.
My rack was directly between catapults 1 and 2.
Oh.
Yeah, mine was just a little after that.
Oh no, yours was way after that.
No,
If it was-
no. I am
JBD?
IM3. I was between the JBDs of 1 and 2, but literally just behind them. So I heard the cat shot. I heard the motor movement of the JBDs at each time. Yeah, and I was night check, and most of the flight ops were days. I got really good at sleeping through everything. But I will agree, there is a place that's worse, and it's not between cats 1 and 2.
No, it's 3 and 4.
No, it's even further back. It's back by the
By
arresting
the
gear.
Wires?
Yep.
Back by the
Here you go,
wires?
Jared.
No, that's directly okay. One deck below the wires is the shiv room. The racks directly below that suffer, especially the top racks, because the shivs spill oil. You know what I mean? The oil catch holes, the drain plugs for the oil catch, the seals went out. They failed.
Oh,
So the guys underneath the shivs literally had oil raining down upon them.
oh, they got lubricated nicely.
Oh yes, they did. I mean, there was nothing they could do about it.
Yes.
Because you can't replace those. You can't replace those drain seals until she goes in for service.
Yeah, and even then, sometimes you won't even be able to do it during a pier side maintenance. You actually have to, because of depending on how bad it is, they might need a full dry dock period to do it.
Yep. Well, let's put it this
Lord
way.
Burns, you can admit it. You can tell us, Lord Burns.
Oh, yeah, I saw that picture. Nope, I never played golf, so couldn't tell you.
Oh, you've never. Oh, wait a second. What was the picture again, Brown? Let me take a look at it.
Service battle cries. In the Army, you have a hooah. Marines, hoorah. Navy, hooyah. Air
Air
Force,
Force, nice cut.
nice putt.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, that would be very true because I played golf with multiple Air Force folks, including my father-in-law.
Well, they do
Well-
build the golf course before they get even to the flight
Before they
line.
put a runway in, they put the golf course in before they put the runway down. Oh, and I'm getting to watch where I'm at now because I'm in a hotel room. I'm getting to watch the greatest Navy recruiting movie ever made.
Uh-oh.
Down Periscope?
Nope. The other one.
Oh, McHale's Navy.
No, the other one.
Oh, the original Top Gun.
Yeah. Yeah, right now they're in the sand pit.
Ah. Oh, your
Yeah.
favorite part of the movie.
Oh, God, no. I can't tell you the number of times I got put in the sand pit.
Carl knows which scene I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh. That would actually be her favorite form or favorite part of the film.
Oh, jeez. What the heck is up with that rocket?
Yeah, no. All right, so let's go back to the picture that I put into the Discord server because I'm going to read off the message that I sent with it.
Okay, hold on just a second. Let me get back there.
Because here's the thing, I know the guy doesn't watch the show. He doesn't even know that I fucking run this shit, so I have no fear of him hearing this at this point.
Would you have
So-
it either way?
Yeah, well, true. So this was posted by a guy that I was stationed with at Whidbey Island, Washington. I was so tempted to comment on it. Yeah, your barely 5-month deployment on a ship was really taxing, wasn't it? The reason why I say this is because the extent of this guy going aboard ship was just that. 5 months. The rest of his deployments, he was either Van Op Det or P3 Op Det. Which meant he was a per diem deployment to another shore station. Whereas I was ship's company for a little over 2 years and then spent another month and a half on the Stennis. Yeah. Yeah, the carriers are fun, especially West Coast.
Anything in the Navy is better on the West Coast than on the East Coast.
Oh, no, there is a place that's even better. The Third Coast, the Forgotten Coast, the Gulf Coast,
Oh, you mean Texas?
Florida.
Oh.
Jackson. Here's the thing.
Corpus Christi, Texas. Corpus Christi ANAS gets away with a whole bunch of shit down there.
Oh, and you think I didn't in Jacksonville? I think you're forgetting. I was in a major metropolitan area, and I worked every other day. I had 3-day weekends every weekend there.
Nice.
Yeah. Like I told the young pups in Washington when I got there, when they've asked where I've been. Heaven, hell, now I'm in purgatory. Because I shit you not, out of A school, I ended up with shore duty at NAS Jacksonville, where we were manned in such a way and were actually damn good at our jobs in my shop, to where we ran port and starboard. So when I got done with my short stint TAD time, which even TAD time, it was a 1 on, 1 off. So I would either have Friday off or I would have Monday off, depending on the week. So 3-day weekends from damn near when I finished check-in until I left. Then I went to the Kitty Hawk in Japan. I went from probably the most tit posting you could have in the aviation community to being the tip of the spear, always getting the shaft.
I was going to say, mine's mostly West Coast. I mean, when my dad was in, we went down to Texas and Alabama and, those lovely places. But most of the places that I was actually stationed at was West Coast.
You talk about a hit station for freaking Coast Guard. I'm going to tell you, there was nothing better.
Why don't you go inside so we can hear you?
Yeah, I can barely hear you.
I was just thinking that.
I had to go outside because I needed a cigar.
Needed or wanted?
That's a you problem.
Combination of both, Greg.
It's causing a me problem.
No, but here's the thing: is that Dallas Naval Air Station had a Coast Guard detachment, and it was great because the only thing they ever did was patrol Mountain Creek Lake and Joe Pool Lake after it opened. Because guess where Dallas Naval Air Station is or was?
Where?
Right on Mountain Creek Lake, south of Dallas.
Interesting.
Now, where it's at, you would get your shit stolen in a hurry because it was right up next to Oak Cliff, south of that, and that was just not a good area. But I saw so many Coast Guard guys coming out of there, just every other day, just drunk as skunks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
They
We
work
call them station
3 hour
vacations.
days.
What we call them.
3 hour days, and they fully admit it. We only work 3 hours a day. We draw our patrols. We go out on the boat. We make sure everybody out there is obeying the rules, not keeping any of the fish because, well, let's face it, the Air Force, the Navy sure knew how to fuck up a lake.
Oh yeah.
You still can't eat the fish out of Mountain Creek Lake.
Would you really want to though?
Right.
I mean, well, I've caught some really, really nice sized crappie out of there, and some really huge channel cat out of there.
Okay,
I mean,
the channel cat I can see because most of your varieties of catfish actually are edible.
Yeah. And I'm betting you've never had crappie.
Never tried it. It just really did not taste right to me. But then again, I'm really picky about my seafood.
Yeah. But like I said, if you got crappie that wasn't good tasting to you, then you did not get crappie that was prepared right. If it's prepared right, it is delicate. It is flaky. Oh my god, it is great.
Yeah, I typically prefer good haddock or tuna.
Doing pretty good. Curtis?
Yep.
Keep the change.
All right.
Have a good evening, sir.
Alright.
Pizza has arrived.
So Furball, how's the telescope setup coming?
Oh, not too bad. Let me turn on the camera. I don't know if there's a way to turn this damn thing around, but I'll...
Pocket roll.
It's an iPhone. You should have a button that goes to the rear facing camera.
I don't own an iPhone.
Switch camera. There we go.
You're not the one turning on your camera. There, you wished.
True.
So I don't know if you can see, but set up right there. Right now, I'm just kind of tinkering around, getting focused in. I want to try and get some pictures of Venus before it goes down, and I should have a good shot of the moon for the next 3 hours or so, 2 or 3 hours.
Ooh.
So I can do like a test run and see how everything's gonna work. I've got everything out here. I've even got my Where's Wally temperature sensors.
That's awesome.
So slowly setting everything up and just tinkering around.
How fun.
Nice. And for those, when I get quiet, don't mind me. I'm actually working on the thumbnail for tomorrow afternoon's show.
Oh, there you go. What is tomorrow's show?
Kenarwood
I'm
tomorrow.
out of the loop.
It's the typical
The
Saturday
holiday
show.
where everybody knows your name.
You know what? You say that, but
It's not like I'm included in those conversations.
it's not wrong. Possibly. Potentially. We'll find out.
Yeah. I'm doing 3 things at once, so if I'm silent, that's why.
When Kenarwood starts, I'll be at a rest stop in Atoka, Oklahoma tomorrow.
Mm. So you're running away again?
Yeah, but this time I'm getting paid to run away.
Is that where you're working your shifts for the truck drivers?
Nope.
I knew one of us was going to say it.
If you want to do that, you're more than welcome to. Oh, Furball, I have a formal request from my wife.
Yes.
You must show Furball or
Snowball.
She is inside the house. Because her out here with me now, she would run away.
Because she's a bit of a bitch.
Oh, yeah, she is.
But you still love her.
I do. It's a pain in the ass getting the
Well, I
focus
need
in
to
on
find
this
that.
thing.
I need to find that news story again for a ball. See if there's any updates to it.
Oh, yeah. I am so glad that I did not end up at JBLM.
Wait, which news story now?
There was a death in Ellensburg area that was tied back to 2 Army soldiers.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
And which base is the closest there?
The one that's like
it's
20 minutes
JBLM.
from Jay.
Ooh. Well,
One he potentially had a chance to go to.
Yeah, that was on my list of places I could go.
and yet you decided DC.
No. Oh yeah, so much better. I don't have to respond to rapes and murders anymore.
Okay, fair point. That one I
Yeah,
will
you'd
give you.
more than likely be responding to this.
Yeah, that is something that I think a lot of people forget, is that not every posting is equal.
Oh god, no.
It's like there's a reason why I avoided Norfolk after I got done with my required training stint in Oceania. Like, Norfolk was not an option for me for one big reason. Too close to DC, too close to the prying eyes, too close to the big brass who want to make themselves known.
That's generally why going further west is better.
Down in Florida, you got away from it, though, too. Because keep in mind, a lot of people forget that we have stations down along the Gulf Coast and the Southern Atlantic. Well, Southern Atlantic for the U.S. So we generally would get enough of a warning before before any major brass would come down to our base, so we knew who to hide and when to hide them. Although there was we had one visit from POTUS to Jacksonville, and he landed at the NAS, and a few of us found out ahead of time that, yeah, we knew when he was going to land, so you either were not in the hangar, not at work yet, or you left and moved with a purpose, because once he was on final, the entire base shut down. No one in, no one out, no one in or out of any building either.
Sounds like the Secret Service is trying to protect him or something.
But, well, this one was one that was actually worth protecting.
Right, I was gonna say this is the one that they actually were motivated to actually step in front of a bullet.
Well, I would say that they're motivated now, just maybe a little less
out of
so.
the way. Maybe out of the way.
Maybe I tripped and fell this one time, and
Right.
because I didn't tie my shoes or something.
I tried, I
Had to tie your
swear.
shoes. Yeah. Oh no. Didn't move fast enough. I just couldn't make it.
And no, Furball, we're not talking about your direct bosses this time.
This time.
Right.
Although some of them have made some rather interesting choices, and then again, one of them from one of the other departments actually decided, shit, I've been caught in my lie. Yeah, I'm gonna resign. Okay, if I keep doing this, I'm gonna have to find a way to get the money to invest in Photoshop, because doing this shit by hand sucks.
Don't tell me you're starting to GoFundMe.
No. No, it's more strategic savings from what little I already get from Patreon and everything, which actually does go towards, well, let me put it this way. If it wasn't for Patreon, we would not be using this platform for the Hangout. We would not have the growth potential for the panel size there. Because, I'll admit it, I'm a bit of a cheap bastard. No way in hell am I going to shell out the money that other channels like Team and Craig did for VMix, which...
Oh god, no.
Which, granted, VMix does have its potential. It does
Yeah.
have its benefits at times, but no. Now, I don't do nearly enough with the warranted viewership to comfortably justify that level of investment. So instead, I'll admit it, I'm using frickin' MS Paint here to clean up around an image that's...
You are a student, right?
Well, with what's been going on, I'm not sure if the email verification will still work.
Free photo editors as well.
But then I'd have to learn GIMP as well, and I already have Paint.
All right.
Lazy ass.
What are you sharing there?
Yes, I will admit it. I am lazy when it comes to this.
Did you guys see the that Chinese state media that slams the U.S. response to the coronavirus using Legos?
Shut up.
I posted a link in the internal chat.
Oh no.
I may have kids coming over to look at my telescope, so I'm going to step out for a minute.
All right. Okay. Yay! Now it works, so I won't have weird shadowing when I move this item over. By the way, what it is that I was just doing is I was painting pixel by pixel around the actual bottle of Canar. That way I can actually move it to a different spot.
What you need is a floating bottle Canar while you're streaming. It just flies around the screen.
Yeah, about that though. See, what it is I'm actually... so, spoiler alert for the people who might actually be curious. In the space where last time I had the section of the cover art for the DVD of Star Trek VI, I'm putting a particular entrance door.
Uh-oh.
Well, with the subject matter, I think it's kind of obvious which one it's going to be. You'd be amazed what you can do in Paint.
That's true. Paint. I use GIMP every once in a while.
Well, with Adobe Creative Cloud, as long as you are a student, you pay for your first year $19.99 a month plus tax if applicable in your state.
Oh, wow.
And then after that, you go to like the student rate, which is like $30 a month or something like that. So.
You finished watching that video, Jay?
Yes, I did.
What'd you think?
It's hilarious. I shared it in the live chat with everybody.
It is funny. And the question is, how accurate is it?
Well, it's China, so I'm not taking it with too much of a grain of salt, but you know, it's close.
Yeah.
It's very one-sided.
Yeah, you're right. It is, but it does show some points.
Some points, but does it show all the points?
Well, as Jay said, he's right. It is one-sided, but you get the idea. Oh no. Oh, thanks for mentioning Jay.
You're welcome.
Just had to, huh?
Of course.
Of course. And a horse. Alright. Let's go ahead and save that so I can deal with that later. Right now I can close that one.
I'm a little miffed because all of a sudden my dash cam doesn't want to load into Premiere Pro anymore. It shoots in a .mov file, so it should load just fine.
I just got a dash cam a couple days ago.
Well, I'm trying to do the two camera split in my car.
Oh,
that way it can be just as entertaining as a flat earther, but have a little bit of variety to it.
Interesting. But so Joey D, Lori Ann to at
That's from
MD.
last night's stream.
I know. I'm not going to let them silence me. Funny. Where was she being silenced? Oh, yeah. Nowhere. It's almost like she has a persecution complex.
Oh, that's
I get my
fun.
new backup battery on Monday.
The actual full APC unit.
Yeah.
About time.
Yeah, well, I ordered it literally like 2 weeks ago, and they just shipped it yesterday.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Fair. You know what? Fair point.
Sorry. Just reading an article. Our schools may not open in August for the fall semester.
Really?
It says it might, so we'll see. Might not. Because I don't know how your states are handling the potential partial reopening. I know ours is starting next week.
Oh no, ours are done for the end of the year
I think
until
ours are done
August
for
at
the end
least.
of the year too.
Oh, I'm talking about just schools. I'm talking about the state
Next
in general,
year.
just reopening, stuff.
Missouri,
State.
Texas start Monday.
Yeah, ours starts next Friday. Part of the state will start to reopen.
Yeah, they've been really weird with that up this way. Because
Oh, that's funny. Sorry.
What you find
if you
this
want to, if you want to save money at Christmas, now is the perfect time to tell the kids that Santa didn't make it through the pandemic.
Oh, that is a good one.
He touched too many toys. That's what it was.
All right, so
Yeah,
let me do it this way. Actually,
Yeah, and the one
this
thing
way
is
everyone can
that's
see it.
one thing that's been happening around here is a lot of the concession stands that usually go to the fair can't go because that has all been canceled. So the concession stands are setting up all over the county, so people can go get kind of fair food. Ooh, what do we got here?
So should we go with this color for the text, or go with? Let's see what red would look like.
Ooh, the blue's a little calmer. The red's a bit hard, I think.
Yeah. The blue
I'll go with
goes.
the blue. Now, if this was for talking about Star Trek 5, I would see going with the red.
Well, it's
or Star Trek Insurrection.
Yeah, fair point. All right, let me
Kitty.
bring that back over this way. Go over to my actual thumbnail folder.
You guys have probably seen this thing. It says COVID-19 situation has been especially stressful for the Flat Earth Society. They fear the social distancing measure could push people over the edge.
Nice. You know what? I can't disagree with that one. It's well played. And there we go. Thumbnail is made, ready for when I create the stream after this one.
Jared, I gotta share this with you. Unfortunately, it's gonna be DM'd.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yes, it's one of those. Hang on here. Give me a second. And...
Alright, and no, don't save that. Alright, let's take a look here. Nice. Wow. Okay, hang on. Let me do it this way.
Oh, what are you doing?
Well, I'm having fun because, you know what? There's someone on here that I know is going to enjoy this one.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Coral, what do you think of that one?
Yeah, maybe. I'll take the dildo. You can keep the cigarette.
And
Got
that
a little rabbit, and it's pink, so it's cute.
and that, people, is why sometimes you really should join the Discord server, because you might find random shit like that in one of the chats.
Yep. Oh, what the heck is this? A dill pickle pizza.
No.
Oh, that sounds
My
horrible.
wife discovered that last week. Ugh.
You
Doesn't
know,
even sound good.
I gotta give MC Toon credit, because he has had some of the best debates in the last couple weeks. I mean, Canadian bacon definitely is not bacon. It is bacon in name only. It is glorified ham.
Right, I was gonna say, isn't it just ham?
Yeah. But the more recent one, pineapple on pizza, is it acceptable?
Oh, definitely.
No, it's not. Not allowed.
No.
I do pineapple, black olive, and vegan cheese, and it's delicious. It's the sweet, it's the salty. Yes.
And that's the thing, is you have that balance. What I found really funny is one of the debaters decided to try to play the card of, well, pineapple is a fruit, and you don't put fruit on pizza.
Except tomatoes are a fruit, and you do put tomato sauce on pizza.
And some pizzas do get sliced tomatoes.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So you gotta give MC Toon
I
credit
just
for actually getting that stuff set up and actually doing it. Break up the monotony of the rest of the BS that's been going on. And it was entertaining. Although I am kind of angry at him for, albeit, yes, a very selfish reason. Because they were talking about pineapple so much, I had a craving for something that I cannot just go to the store and get. In the short time that I was in Okinawa, my then wife and I found a park / winery that was all pineapple based. They have a couple types of wine, not sake, but actual wine made from pineapple. And it was really good. Here's where the conundrum comes in. You have to buy it in quantity to justify shipment off of the island. Okay, not a problem, until you look and it's $20 a bottle, and a minimum order is 10 bottles. And the kicker, they don't direct ship internationally.
Well, of course not.
Well,
Although I have to say, the best pineapple was when I was stationed in Honolulu. That is the best pineapple I've ever had.
Right off the Dole plantation.
Like, so orgasmic.
Yep, that's true, Jay.
Well, that's because they keep the first growth pineapples on the islands as much as possible. Everything else that comes to the States is second and third generation fruit.
Yeah, it has a completely different taste. It is so, like, I don't know.
It's a more vibrant flavor. It's more rich. It's what pineapple should be, and why so many people actually end up getting hooked on it. And
there should be a slasher, by the way. It should also say hide and seek champion too.
Right. And I ate so much pineapple when I first got there that I actually got sores in my mouth because of all of the acid. So you actually have to be careful. They actually had, like, they would sell pineapple instead of fries at McDonald's and stuff like that.
Yeah, and when I first got to Honolulu, well, when I first got to the island of Oahu, we weren't staying down at that area. We were up by Schofield.
Oh, okay.
So talk about getting really hungry first thing in the morning, because when you wake up and you have the window open, you get that wonderful wafting breeze from the plantations, from the actual growth fields of the pineapples up there. Yeah.
There's actually like I know a few years back, I don't know if it's still going on, but there was a big controversy over people, or I guess some rich person, wealthy person, probably, I think it might have been Facebook, where they were trying to buy up a lot of the island, and they got to a big legal snafu because he was basically trying to rip off all of these islanders, and they're basically not going to have any land because of it, and a lot of the little farms and stuff were disappearing, and so it was pretty awful. He was trying to come in and make like this perfect little island that it's just like, come on, dude, back the fuck off.
Yeah, you have enough money, make an island. Follow
Right?
follow the example of Dubai. Hey, we need more land. Well, you ain't going this way unless you want to fight for it. Yeah, we'll just expand out into the water.
Right.
Here you go, Jared.
Oh, jeez. When you work at a bank and two guys with masks come in, but they're just robbing the place.
Right.
Wow. Oh, no. You want to know a recent trend on Twitter that will really make you laugh?
Okay.
Millennials well, not so much millennials, but younger generations, like teenagers, late teenagers, early 20s, just now finding out that Robert Downey Jr. did blackface for an entire movie, and no one really bitched about it.
There's a lot of that going on.
People, especially that young generation that are just realizing this and have stumbled upon it, are so fucking outraged by it. And it's like, yeah, see, this is what happens when you're not a special little snowflake that gets butthurt by everything. You can have things happen and recognize the humor in it. Because keep in mind, he wasn't doing blackface. He was a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
I was watching a movie, Major Pain. It's one of my favorite movies, all over again, and it was just so. There's so many times where I was like, I know this is a funny ass movie. I love this movie, but there's so many times where I was just inside. I was cringing. I was like, oh, that wouldn't fly now. Oh, that wouldn't fly now either. It's still bad, like, and it promotes bad things, but it's like, it's still so funny, and I'm just like, I still love this movie, and I'm a horrible person because I do.
What do you say at the end? Corporal, get me my knife.
Get me
No,
knife.
tell Mama go get me my knife.
Yeah.
No, my favorite is one tubby tubby, two tubby tubby.
Oh, Jay.
Did you like the title of that?
Fantastic choice on the name of that file.
All right, I'll share it with everybody, but I won't share the title.
Oh, no, here's the kicker. Share the file name in the internal chat so everyone else here in the call can take a look at it.
Okay.
That's true.
Oh, but wait till you see who's referenced by it.
Okay.
Oh,
Here you guys go.
Yeah, some people just bring it upon themselves. Oh god, they're having a boomer off in the chat.
No.
Hold
I'm
on,
not
I see
a
who's.
boomer,
Oh, and I
I
see
think
who's
boomers
doing it.
can be sexy.
I mean, it's
Ring
interesting.
my bell to be a special subscriber.
Oh, I'm like, wait a minute. Where is
Oh,
she?
oh no! What's bad is when he does that when she's in here.
That's funny. Yeah.
It gets
If I
She's
notice
in the
that she
chat,
comes
too,
in,
So.
yeah, I've been known to see her hop in before she even has a chance to say anything. Play one of them,
Mhm.
and everybody's like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah. Look at. Oh, she's not here. Okay. Damn it.
So how many people actually stayed up for the entire stream that happened on Reds last night? Or should I
I
say
only
this
caught the
morning?
last half hour or so of it.
Well, then you caught the best part.
Yeah, I did.
I
kind
stayed
of
up for all of
contributed
it.
to that.
What I miss?
Oh, stuff and things.
How about this one, Jared?
Wow. Yeah. And what came to mind on that was because seeing the other two images that were in the DMs before. Okay, that is ingenious.
That's hysterical.
You know, I gotta give it credit to the artist who saw that and came up with the idea of, hey, that kind of looks like a capsule.
Right?
Let's paint it like one.
All right, Jared. I do have the closing image from Red's stream last night available. Do I share it with everybody?
Yeah, let's go for it because.
So I was doing some digging last night during Red's stream.
Mm-hmm.
I have to preface this, I was trying to debunk things that were in the chat. However, I came across this interesting image of Red's girlfriend and his illegitimate child.
Oh boy.
And all he could say was, well, fuck, that's going to be a lot of child support.
That's funny. I love Reds. He's awesome.
Oh, right. Vesta left that stream at midnight Mountain.
Yeah, there was still another half an hour or so after that.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, no, so I was there for about an hour and a half actually. Then, so I hopped in about 10:30 my time. So.
Oh, so here's the wonderful thing about it is, Red still has it on his channel.
I'm so sorry to do this to you guys. I have to get going. I'm still feeling a little under the weather, so I'm gonna get going.
Whatever.
Actually, that'd be more at this point.
I can't
Bye, Coral.
Later,
Yeah, wasn't
Coral.
I in this somewhere? I don't want to be left out now.
Just had to go with that one, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Was it something I said? And just go completely boobs and deep throating bananas 24/7. I mean, it's what I normally do, so that's probably why she left, because of the bananas.
I have to agree with the second one on this one, Jared.
Huh. Oh, uh-oh.
Nice.
Oh, no.
That's funny.
Oh, all I gotta say is, they fucking better. And it would explain a lot of shit.
Wouldn't it?
So I just heard that Tokyo might be considering doing the game still this year.
How?
Oh, I like that. safe distancing.
That is an interesting twist on it. I will say, though, kind of basic, but you know what? Sometimes it works. But serious question, though. If they are still adamant about doing the games,
They're not. They cancel them until next year.
okay, that's good. Because Major League Baseball is talking about...
NASCAR's already talking about restarting this year, too.
Yeah. Like, beginning of June starting. And so one of the original plans that was released would have had them playing at their spring training facilities.
Yep.
Minimize travel, keep things kind of isolated as much as they can, still televise the games, no fans at all at the stadiums.
Florida is allowing that in. They're allowing the WWE to continue filming in Florida.
See, and things like that just aren't the same without the fan interaction there and that component to it.
Oh, well, they should have done it in Missouri. I mean, apparently we're reopening Monday, but it's starting today because everybody was crowded into Walmart, no masks, nothing. It was like I said on Twitter, it was like spring break beaches today. I was one of very few customers. I'm not counting the employees because they're required to wear masks, but I was one of very few customers in there with a mask. The only one that I saw with gloves. It's like, our numbers aren't going down. They're only going up. We're reopening on Monday, and they're like, oh, we're reopening. Therefore, the virus no longer exists, I guess.
Oh my
So
goodness!
bring it to Missouri, guys. Might as well.
Well, so here's the interesting bit. Joey D pointed out that was plan version 1 of having all the Major League Baseball teams play in Arizona amongst those stadiums that they use there. However, they revised it and decided, and plan 2 was for those who do spring training in Arizona, you go there. For those who do spring training in Florida, you go there. Those would be the 2 divisions, and you would only play amongst who is in those areas, and then do a little bit of a playoffs, and then the winner of each of those would end up meeting for a World Series. So, in theory, this would be the year that you could have a Yankees-Red Sox, two teams from the same league playing against each other in the World Series. So, like, you could have the White Sox versus the Yankees in the World Series kind of situation. However, the plan that's being put out there now is they are going to be able to use their home stadiums at their actual homes in whatever city they're based out of, instead of using the spring training facilities, but still have a reorganization to minimize travel and just completely fuck everything. And I think it's going to lead to a more permanent realignment after this year, if they actually do end up playing even a truncated 100-game season. Because think about that. They're planning on starting in about a month and still finishing relatively on time in late October, possibly early November, while doing a 100-game regular season and a full playoffs. All while having 0 fans at the stadiums. And a number of teams are against it for one reason. How are we going to be able to afford to operate?
Nice one, Jay.
Anti-vaxxers.
Wow. I still don't know what the hell that whole rush on toilet paper was about.
I don't know, but coming down today, we saw about 150 rolls sitting on the side of the road, scattered amongst the roadkill and everything else, and it was like,
Well,
That would be
today the Walmart was all out of everything sanitizer, all of it was gone because businesses are reopening. So now all of us who have businesses that have to reopen are, you're not going to keep getting you have to have money to eat,
Yeah.
um but those of us who own and operate businesses, we're getting the all the sanitizing stuff, wipe spray, what have you. And apparently, we weren't the only ones with that idea today because it was all gone. So
That's so
everybody
true.
already now there's a business rush on sanitizer, I guess.
Yeah, I got a local distillery is now making hand sanitizer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's a few local distilleries here in Washington that are doing it. Oh god, they smell like shit. I don't think they properly cleaned the vats before they started distilling for the hand sanitizer.
What does it smell like? Alcohol?
It smells like bad beer.
So it smells like their normal operation?
Yeah, at least I could drink their normal operation and forget about it the next day.
Fair point.
At least you can tell who's using it and who isn't.
True.
I'm now realizing how much I never used to wash my hands because my hands are so fucking dry.
That's great to know.
That'll be the next thing that'll be sold out of hand moisturizer.
Well, think about it. Your
seen that one.
your actual person before the pandemic was probably still washing their hands 3, 4, maybe 5 times a day, depending on how frequently they used the bathroom.
Right.
Now you're doing it, every 20 minutes, it seems like.
Which is normal for someone with overactive bladder. Or someone who drinks a lot of coffee or Monster.
Or
True.
someone who has a particular phobia.
Chris, I did see your tweet earlier today about Walmart, and this is how I imagined you walking into Walmart.
You know what? I have to doubt one thing on that. I don't think she'd have the bullhorn. A bullwhip, maybe, but not the bullhorn.
Oh, you were
Sorry, I
talking.
didn't have time to animate
you were
that or
talking to me. You were
put
talking
that
to
in
me
there.
with that. Sorry.
I didn't have time to put that swap those out, Jared.
Mark in the side chat says, "I want some tequila scented hand sanitizer."
Ooh.
That I could agree with. But yes, Karis, he was saying that was his vision of you walking into Walmart.
See, I'd want to go in balls. I mean, those plastic clear balls.
Oh, the Bubble Boy setup.
Yeah, Bubble Boy. Yeah, it's Bubble
Yeah.
Boy.
Just kind of roll through the aisles and then.
I have several Tyvek suits for like crime scene entry. I think I'd freak people out if I wore that though.
I've said this. Someone in the live chat of a stream I was on in the last few weeks said that they had access to one, and I said, you got to do it, but when you do, you need to have a GoPro or something hidden on you to record someone or everyone's reaction. Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see the reaction to someone walking in like that.
Yeah, the reactions genre on YouTube gets a lot of traffic from me. I love watching reactions.
It's not blanket though. There are some reactions, some situations that just don't work. Oh wow!
Where's Coral when I needed to show her this one?
Nice.
You could always
I chased her off.
you could always send it to her on Twitter. Oh,
It's almost like you're reading my tabs.
Oh.
Which ones were open?
oh, Furball. Question: did you get any response from dipshit cross the pond about the setup you're testing tonight? as he walks away.
Oh, I think I lost you.
No, you're back.
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
So-
I heard. Did I get any response?
From dipshit across the pond about the setup you're testing tonight.
No, I haven't heard anything yet. I think he's been too busy trying to troll Ranty.
Oh, speaking of...
I just put a box over the light in my front yard so it's not blinding my telescope.
Nice.
Oh my God.
What, Eric?
Becky, look at
Nope.
her butt.
Nope.
It is
That.
so big.
It's like
Do I
round
need to
and
share it with
out
everybody?
there.
Share it. Because,
I can't see. Somebody has to narrate.
is an image of someone in a inventive hazmat suit.
Oh, nice.
That's amazing.
That is what I was... I would do that if I had the
It
material.
looked like a modified poncho with a standard gas mask on him,
Oh, nice.
and he's got like some sort of something wrapped around his neck, like an elastic band or something.
Yeah.
I wish I still had my stormtrooper costume.
Oh, there's a picture. There's a meme for that. It's like I've been waiting all my years to wear this, and he wears his stormtrooper outfit to Walmart.
Why would you have ever gotten rid of a stormtrooper costume? That is the
Divorce.
question.
Divorce.
Oh.
Yeah, sometimes
So
they
was
don't.
it like a fight of who got the stormtrooper costume in the divorce? Because
No,
I would have
long
fought harder for
story.
that than a kid.
Oh, God. Well, okay, it was good seeing you all.
Oh.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yep.
There is no topping that. But...
Well, some would say that anything could be topped. You just have to know how to do it.
I'd top that.
Oh, no. Oh,
Oh.
what do you got here?
You know, it's not wrong. Although, you don't have to go that far and risk that much.
Just go to Georgia.
Or, no. Like my state, all you have to do is openly admit, yeah, I left the state for non-work purposes.
Oh.
Here you go.
My state, just go to Walmart. They'll all Netflix and chill with you, apparently.
I have spent many hours in Walmarts in Missouri. I'll testify to that.
Hang on. Describe Americans using a single picture. Nice. All right. I'm pinning this one because describe Americans using a single picture. Me. In the 1980s, A&W tried to compete with the McDonald's Quarter Pounder by selling a Third Pounder burger at a lower cost. The product failed because most customers thought 1/4 pound was bigger.
People can't fraction.
And how much you want to bet a number of those people had offspring and they are now flat earthers.
In
Math is
Missouri.
fake. Math
The
is
people thought
fake.
that the people thought that probably had at least twice the number of offspring as the people who didn't. So
And that is the sad part. Yeah, that is a good question. All the places that have banned gatherings of 5 or more people, what do you do if you have a family where you have 5 kids?
Choose.
Trade one in for a stormtrooper outfit.
Oh.
Pretty much.
Oh, what?
Being quarantined and lonely, but protecting your friends at any... Nice. Well, so here's the thing. Keep in mind, it's not just one. So if your gathering limit is 5 and you have 5 kids in a traditionally populated home with 2 parents, that means you'd either have to get rid of the spouse and a kid or 2 kids.
What you're saying is that the Duggars are fucked.
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Over
Well-
and over and
well-
over and over.
Well, granted, there have been some interesting things said about that family over the last few years as well, where apparently that was going on too.
Yeah.
Damn it. See, now this is why you do trials before you come out and do everything for real.
What just happened?
Well, now, so I've got a sheet of plywood mounted to the back of my scope on rods, and I've got a German EQ mount, and I need to now trim down this the plywood because for me to aim it at the moon, the plywood's too big and it's hitting the tripod.
Ah.
So, like, in one position it's free and clear, and then as it cranes around, it gets blocked. Motherfucker.
Okay, so what I hear you saying is all those times that your high school algebra teacher told you, if you pay attention, yes, you will use this at some point, was actually true?
Hey, I never did any measurements. I just fucking winged this.
Again, your high school algebra teacher.
That's what he said.
Hold on, Burns. I got a good one here for you.
Okay, let me stop. Go ahead.
Could probably try it with my cardboard though.
Oh no, there's the other Uno one where the opponent's sitting across with one card and a smug ass grin, and you're looking over the shoulder of the other person who has nothing but draw 4s of every color and wild. Talk about being able to ruin someone's day with a quickness.
There you go.
Walk and live, cough and PPC dead. What? Okay. Not exactly. It's tough to read a few of those. Although I will say this, the person with the car air filter for a mask,
Yeah.
just no.
I like the bottom left one.
Gonna have to read it off.
It's saying, "You mad, Tony? A coronavirus time now. Everything's getting put off." She's wearing a mask and gloves, and he's got a condom wrapper in his hand.
Nice. Well, gotta be safe.
True.
Yeah. Actually, do we have anything else? The thing, expecting brands from certain people, no. No, hang on, let me... There we go. I'll do it this way for now. Just inhale the smell of chocolate and live forever. Coronavirus challenge. Nutella's not chocolate. All right, let's do this. I don't want to hear mission failed. We'll get them next time. Okay.
Well, actually Nutella is, because it's a mix of hazelnut and cocoa powder.
Yeah, but it's hazelnut.
I know, but there's chocolate in there too.
I think now would be the perfect time if you had like Chinese takeout delivery, to include a bottle of Corona with every meal for free.
Oh, I could see that going so well from a marketing standpoint.
You could say that the information about it may go viral.
You really have been working on those dad jokes with the kids, haven't you?
Oh yeah, so much.
The ones he hasn't traded in for a stormtrooper outfit.
No. It was a Force. No, before the Stormtrooper outfit, he traded him in for a Force FX lightsaber.
Oh, I've got a couple of them.
See, I told you.
Oh, he's been prolific.
I heard some people like that sort of thing.
All right, so I traded out my bigger piece of plywood for the original piece of cardboard. And see if I can post this from my phone.
Oh my god.
NANA. Corona is a shit beer. Whoa. Who, what, when, where? Where the fuck did that come from?
Hell.
Oh, what the hell are you playing with, Eric?
Force effect lightsaber.
Why?
I just dropped
am I not surprised?
I've got an image uploading in VTW crew chat.
Okay.
This is the current setup with the plywood, and I can actually see a direct image of the moon on the plywood with features and all without a eyepiece in.
It's CGI.
But that's not even a real telescope. I mean, who has a copper orange telescope?
Celestron, that's the color they fucking sell them.
Jeez.
Gosh, Fribble, it's so thick.
It's 8 inches all the way.
I could so get in trouble for that one.
And Jay's gonna be making more sound bites from that.
Well, I do have the record button pressed, and it is red. So.
So what you're saying is we're currently in a red light district?
Pretty much. So we're gonna talk about the BlueFalcon on the internet, or are we just gonna
Is a bit
him and
of,
haw around that?
is a bit of a troll, and more so. Again, if anyone has any questions on the subject, I'm here. I ain't running. It's almost like that's been the entire thing all along. One person says, "Oh, they can just come talk to me." No, we fucking can't. Some people have tried. And
then the story, and then the purpose for the conversation was completely changed.
Not just changed, ignored.
Oh yeah.
See, anytime I hear Yini Rock say that he can,
No.
talk to me about it.
No. We're
Jason.
calling him Jason.
Oh yeah, Jason. Sorry. Anytime that I hear Jason say, "You can come talk to me about anything," this is what I think I'm. This is what I'm really hearing.
No, it's blah 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 blah.
Yeah, that's more what I was expecting.
Oh no, that's any other time he's opening his mouth.
This is just. I'm sorry. This is beautiful. So I have no eyepiece coming out the back of the scope. I have a piece of cardboard about 6 inches from the back of it, and I can. It's like it's a projection of the moon. I can see features. It's only about an inch in size, but I see a perfect half moon with features projected.
It's
This
almost
is
like
cool.
It's almost like this right here.
Let me see. Now I gotta pick up my phone.
That's
Yeah.
the picture you took, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See?
So I'll let that sit for a little bit, before I fire up the
Ooh.
IR camera. And now I'm going to pull out my fancy dancy Where's Wally thermal couples.
There you go.
So wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. 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 Is it actually hand sanitizer, or
Yes.
is it grain alcohol masquerading as hand sanitizer?
No, it's hand sanitizer.
Oh God, Scribelight, you're awesome.
What did Scribelight do?
Well, you know how he generally makes really creative thumbnails for his Lords of the Night
Okay.
episodes. I think he's going for a minimalist and postmodern all at the same time.
I like it.
Jared, an individual that we all know that we shall not speak of their name, just bought a giant bottle of Tito's handmade vodka and did not get carded.
Oh, really?
Why this individual's buying alcohol, I don't know.
That person has balls, and well, keep in mind what was going on before the lockdowns happened.
Yeah.
I have a feeling the two might be connected.
Yeah. Poor kid.
Do we really want to say that yet? I mean, it is kind of funny that he's finally getting to experience an actual relationship.
What's hilarious is he doesn't understand emotions. Or he feels them. He doesn't understand them. I don't know how many conversations I've had with him about trying to explain, well, the reason you're feeling this is because... And no, they don't have anything about that special feeling down below. He's been having those since he was 12. He knows how to deal with those.
BM, what are you doing with duct tape, I hear?
This isn't duct tape. This is painter's tape because I'm about to tape my the temp gauges onto my apparati.
Hey, we got a wild Andy in the chat.
Hey, Jared, I sent you a video on Discord to watch later. How I missed it, I don't know, but...
Welcome in, Andy.
Oh, you missed those two? She actually did both of them back to back.
Yeah, I missed this one for some reason. I don't know why.
So for those who don't know, Vintage, the channel Vintage Space, run by...
Amy Shira titled?
Yes. Apparently she's getting tired of people continuing to ask her, why don't you like the space shuttle?
Oh, yeah. She did that in a two-parter. I haven't watched it yet, though.
Yeah. They were on her other channel originally. These are actually old videos that she's re-uploaded.
Yeah, I always found that interesting. Is like, do you, just because you have a general common interest with someone doesn't mean you have to like everything the same.
Do you know the
phrasing, Karis?
What? I didn't even say anything.
I saw what you put in the chat. Phrasing.
Oh my god.
So
don't worry, I can cover it if you get too quiet.
My ears are bleeding. You can stop.
For also you can understand, Karis typed in the chat, Andy comes and I get quiet.
Now I'm trying to think of like the scenario in which I would actually get quiet. Now I'm embarrassing myself.
But yeah, so it seems like for her, I can understand the frustration because I paid attention to the material she was doing, and she was really focused on the foundational era of NASA and the space program, which led up to and especially was the Apollo program.
You mean during the Gemini, not Gemini era?
Not just Gemini, but
she had a whole episode that was just It's pronounced Gemini, and here are the reasons why.
This is what
Do you
happens.
have a Do you have a GIF for that?
No, but I've got a gift for it.
But yeah, I think she was actually one of the first ones I saw make it a point to actually get their hands on the Lego Saturn V and then build it.
On a live stream.
Yeah.
I bet you she's wishing she saved that for the quarantine now, but you know.
This is true.
Oh God, we have built so many fucking Legos over the past couple weeks. We have boxes of Legos from kits that we built years ago, and then over the dozen moves have not been reassembled. My wife has spent so much time at the table during the day and at night reassembling Legos. I could reenact half of Star Wars in Legos.
Now, these are more the, well, what would now be termed the classic sets, right?
Oh, I've got the Sandcrawler, Jabba's Bar, the original Millennium Falcon, Star Destroyer, the Tantive 4 just came out last year. That's the one that I built when I was in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of Shuttle Tidarium?
Oh yeah, the Lambda class shuttle.
I think I'm just gonna go play Minecraft.
We've been doing that too.
You know, Minecraft is a game that I never could get into.
Whoops.
What'd you do now?
Oh no, a Walmart superstore in Massachusetts was ordered to close after almost 24 employees tested positive for the virus.
Oh my
Ouch.
fuck. What town?
Worcester?
Worcester.
Massachusetts? Thank
Worcester.
you.
Worcester.
Worcester.
Oh, fuck.
And
Worcester, Mass.
It was because the churches were allowed to open early.
Why the fuck am I not surprised? The sad part is I lived in that city at one point. That was...
Have you heard the recent Jim Baker drama?
No.
Well, he had been in hot water because of selling, his whatever he is trying to cures for the current scenario, and
Silver
because
pollution,
so he's in hot water for that, and all of his banks have stopped doing. I think it was his credit cards. He cannot take donations by credit card anymore because they will not forward the funds to him. Like, that's just beautiful.
It's interesting and always enjoyable to hear about a financial institution actually doing something that could be seen as doing it the right way instead of the profitable way.
Now do Kenneth Copeland next.
Well, they probably had too many chargebacks.
That too. You know what? Very good point.
Engineers would know what Andy's talking about better.
Yes. You want to talk about getting really clean? Let's put it this way. So what a lot of women and the effeminate enjoy doing are the facials where you essentially remove the top 3 or 4 layers of skin. That would do more.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an acid bath, is it?
So the AS 9001 is a standard for a procedure for your multiple steps of cleaning. It is to remove all chemical impurities from a hard surface.
Oh no, Sam Lloyd died.
Tim, why is that name familiar?
He was on Scrubs, actor.
Yeah.
He died at 56.
He was Ted.
Yeah,
He was the
Ted
lawyer.
Ah,
Bundy. He had diagnosed with inoperable cancer.
well, that sucks.
Yeah, only 56.
Mhm.
And yet we can't get rid of, a number of people. Although, well, wait. Here's a question. If someone was to say to you, "Hey, I switched my diet 6 years ago, and I've never been ill since," but also is open and states that they have diabetes, which do you think is the lie?
Do you really need an answer?
Well, come on. I mean, do we really expect a modified sniper to have diabetes and not see it as a disease?
Here's a chuckle for you.
Oh, what now?
Whoa. You know what? That response really is the most accurate comment that someone could give.
Yep.
I like the response to the response.
Somebody tell me what I'm missing.
So, someone on Reddit posted, "For 24 hours, all crimes are legal. What crimes will you be committing?" And someone responded with, "None, because they're legal now."
And then the original poster responded, "Listen here, you little shit."
I mean, the reply wasn't wrong. I mean, if we go into a purge type of situation where everything is legal, including murder, well, then you're not breaking any laws.
I'll just hide on my roof.
Oh wow, Denmark is doing drive-in concerts.
Fortnite is doing concerts.
Huh?
Yeah, I never did one, but a friend of mine did. Some rapper, and like you log into the world, and about 5 minutes before the concert starts, nobody can kill each other. You can build up your a little thing to see the concert itself, and then the concert lasts for like 10 minutes.
Fortnite is great. I'm horrible at it.
My
If I-
login for the Xbox is Darth Dies Easy.
I'm on PS4. Shut up.
I was going to ask, for who?
What?
What was the name?
Oh yeah, what's your Xbox name?
I'm not on Xbox Live or anything like that.
Not you. No. His.
I don't play. I play like twice a year, but my login is Darth Dies Easy
Oh, okay.
because I die all the time.
It's a good thing you're not
That's kinda
playing
my
the new
thing.
modern. Good thing you're not playing the new Modern Warfare game.
I hear a lot of people talking about it though.
Yeah, it's a lot more fast-paced than Fortnite.
Oh, gee. Because that's a way to make a game better. Let's just do it faster.
I keep getting number 2. I haven't gotten a battle royale yet.
I tried playing Fortnite once, and yeah, no. Not for
John
me.
Green, I don't know if he's still doing it. For a while, a couple years ago, was trying to win without killing anyone. And he said,
got
"You know
to
what?
number 2.
Yeah, he said it's really easy. It's not that hard to get to number 2 without killing anyone. It's really hard to win."
Will you slink around in your big bush? Yeah.
Now you're just feeding into it, Karis.
Yeah, that one was intentional.
The bush
Nice.
is my favorite item.
Nicely done, but still intentional.
The Christmas ones are the best. They have Christmas lights all over them.
You know what you should never put Christmas lights on?
Bush.
A palm tree.
Okay, disinfecting.
That was a left turn I wasn't expecting.
Oh, come on. You
So I know there must be a story behind this.
Well, again, I was in Florida for a couple of years. And I would annoy the shit out of people around Christmas time because I would be getting drunk on the beach. While they were back up this way, freezing their fucking asses off. So, one of the things that ended up getting sent to me ad nauseum to the point where I got desensitized to it was the whole the Christmas, different types of trees being treated as Christmas trees with the lights and everything. And at one point, someone sent me one, and then it just got sent over and over and over. And what do you know? It's right there already. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Image address, and there you go, Jay. There's one of them.
All right, I'll share it.
There you go. Look at
So disturbing. No. 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 Oh, God.
Hey,
Now I
you
gotta
asked. You asked.
I didn't ask for that.
Uh-oh.
This is why you don't do Christmas lights on a palm tree.
Especially red and green.
I'm dead.
Better A? Better B? Better
I'm-
A?
A. I like A.
Not gonna ask why.
They're just lining right up. I'm going to so I'm thinking of getting a palm tree.
Better have enough Christmas lights for it.
I might suggest red. I might suggest red and white for it.
Oh, Andy.
Right in the front yard.
So, Andy asks the questions, why do I have a wrench? Because you're fucking awesome.
Especially since my neighbor is so nosy and so self-righteous. Just get a palm tree.
No skim to find. Ooh. Oh, okay, Bacon God. With what Skidmark has been saying, I would actually be concerned that he would survive. Knowing his propensity and his attitude about stuff, he just might be the next accident at the Isle of Man. Oh, geez. Now we're having the wrench versus spanner debate now.
Oh, geez, not that again.
Oh God, I haven't heard that in ages.
See, actually, hang on a second. Because I got the toolbox right here. Now, I have a particular tool in my hand right now.
Oh, right.
Careful.
And
What are you doing with that tool, Jared?
Cherish might want that tool.
Are you gripping it firmly?
Jared, ring my bell.
Firmly enough, but still soft.
Ring my bell to be a special subscriber.
Now, I find this really interesting because a lot of people want to play that whole game of the difference between a wrench and a spanner. This one here is a spanner wrench. It is actually the wrench that's used.
See it.
Oh,
Show me your. Show me. Show me. If you show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Oh.
hang on. Let me go ahead and get a good angle for you. Oh, I'm getting in trouble for this one later.
Did you sanitize it first?
Oh my god, I'm 12.
I'm not sure how to respond to that one.
Oh, I guess that does throw a monkey wrench into things.
Alright, let's see how that... Good enough. Good enough. And so...
I'm holding my breath.
Make sure it's in focus.
Oh, it is.
Well, maybe you can borrow Furball's telescope.
It's a telescope, not microscope.
Jared, I was not in this. I was not any part of that.
Don't need to be. So, would you call this a wrench or a spanner? Because it is quite
call it
literally
pencil.
labeled as both.
Let's just call it calipers and be done with it.
It looks like a template for a very bad handlebar mustache.
Probably.
No, this is the wrench that is actually used to adjust the spring on the rear suspension of the bike.
Yeah.
Look in side chat at Andy.
Yes. You know, what does it say about me that I was able to identify what you were making after, what was it, 10 seconds of seeing what you were working with?
What was it, like straps or something?
He was, he was working on the straps of the leather and building the handle. And I was like, oh, you're making a flogger, aren't you?
That would explain some of his DMs. Okay.
I like Chris's post.
Prostate scratcher. If you need that for that relief, you got other problems there, bub.
Full body cringe. Oh.
Butt scratcher, butt scratcher.
Butt scratcher.
I don't want that anywhere near your G spot. No.
That sentiment right there, Andy. Yes. Spanish, what we call it, double pin wrench, which I guess that's what this would qualify as because it's double-ended.
Okay, so why I say it's a wrench in chat is because look at the angle of what you would put on the screen. The angle is all wrong. The wide open part is, look at the angle of the wrench in chat.
I mean, it's for wrenching nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it looks like an adjustable wrench.
Furbal's heat-seeking. Keep
Hey,
that away from me.
that's a mighty hot. That's a mighty hot plate you're looking at.
Oh, it is. I know.
So, is this a regular app you can get on a phone?
I'm on one phone with a camera attached to it. It was like a $200 camera, a plug-in, and then on my phone, I'm filming it to you guys.
Oh, okay.
Can you see my little moon?
The angle of the day.
No, you need to turn around if we're going to look at the little moon. But
I don't see a cold spot in the middle.
yeah, that's what I find rather fascinating.
Bacon, the angle only determines what positions will work best. That's all.
I like Bacon Gun's response.
Yeah, that's what Karis was just responding to.
No, I'm just randomly talking. You know me, having a conversation with myself.
That's perfectly normal in today's day and age.
Oh, yeah, I mean, with social distancing, how can you be sure if...
How do you think I've survived quarantine this long?
How do you get away from your other personalities, though? That's my question.
We just usually just Netflix. I mean, we Netflix and chill, all of us. That's why I'm bi.
Well, you know what they say. No one can truly love you unless you love yourself.
All day long.
Now, do you know...
Hey, Andy, throw that flogger away.
All right, yeah, Andy, you've been playing with the spanners a bit too long. If you really want to go that into detail about it,
I found an interesting video that Andy would have fun doing probably against somebody.
Uh-oh.
Nothing bad.
Oh, so it's not Goku dolls. Okay.
Yeah, no. Furbal's not actually paying attention, so yeah.
We should get Andy in here.
Make a camera gimbal in 2 hours.
Oh, jeez.
Interesting.
Like I said, it would be something that he would probably have fun doing.
Wait. Now the question is, would it be a static gimbal, or would it actually be powered?
I'm thinking in 2 hours they were going for a static gimbal that the rotation of your hand keeps it steady, so you can get it around the angles that you want. I haven't watched the video entirely.
You know what? Chris Katsolis had a good question that I'm not sure about, because I'll admit I'm not as well versed on that literature.
You don't need the Kama Sutra for that.
No, he's just asking if there are annotations in it for the angle.
I'd have to go look it up, but it's in the bedroom.
Yeah, they're engineering drawings for it, because that would be helpful.
I'll leave that one to Andy.
Actually, you know what?
Oh, fuck.
What?
I know that tone.
What? The tone that I get when I have an idea? Because... Yep. What? Are you afraid of the idea that it is?
You know the answer is yes.
Why would you be afraid?
I'm reading Andy right now. I can't answer your question.
What? Are you concerned that I might do something that would put you into a compromised position?
I'm always in a compromised position.
Giggity.
Andy can't come right now. He's on the job.
Wait a minute. This late at night? Which job are you on, Andy? Oh no, it's not because he's on the job, it's because of the contract itself. Fascinating. That would explain it.
Oh.
Yeah, some of those contracts get really touchy about what you can and can't do, which is one of the reasons why I'm glad I'm away from direct government contract support now in that aspect. Although I was at Electric Boat on Monday, and they wanted me to climb into the control seat of one of the outdoor heavy lift cranes. I looked up at the pathway to get up there, and I was like, fuck no.
Here we go. Is this true?
Hang on. Gonna have to...
Douchebag.
Yep, there's Mom. Yep. I would have to agree with that one, although I'm not a pro driver or a race driver, but that's generally where my hands end up.
My hands are all over it.
Phrasing.
Oh.
Although I wouldn't call the orange noob, more like goody two shoes.
That's often how I drive. I don't even speed.
Well, some things are better when you take your time.
Unfortunately, I'm guilty of the farmer drive because, I used to be a farmer.
Wait, and they still let you in the Air Force?
Yes.
Okay, Nerdrotic just retweeted something that I'm not sure what to make of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hang on. Let me
Yep.
Bacon, usually that's
There you go.
correct. I rarely allow one of those to remain one of those.
No, that's about right, Jared.
You know what? I would have to say time and place, because there are times where a little quicker can be enjoyable and fit the situation.
What are we watching here?
Oh my god, what the fuck is this?
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
What game is that?
GTA.
GTA 5.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Bacon.
He has a point.
He does, but I mean, I would not actually be able to enjoy that sort of a situation. If somebody could just barge in, depending on who it was.
Well, but again, it does say how long you can keep the office door locked.
Yeah.
Enough warning to reassemble yourself.
It depends on how long it takes a person to unlock it and if they're familiar with that door.
Fair point.
You put a chair on the doorknob.
Yeah, but what happens if the door opens the other way?
Oh, then you're screwed.
Again.
Just in a variety of ways.
Like, you're screwed. I think we've already established.
Okay, you're screwed in both senses.
I think we just made someone's night. Although you will have to unmute Andy. No, actually, in the meet. There we go.
There we go.
I'm
What can
sorry.
I say? It's been a few months.
Sorry, I have to mute.
Where are you going, Karis?
She needs to take care of herself and then clean up.
And don't worry, I got her covered.
And just go completely boobs and deep throating bananas 24/7. God.
Where are you going, Karis?
She needs to take care of herself and then clean up. Where? Okay, Echo.
I was coming from Andy.
Oh, do you still have the stream going, Andy?
Oh, yeah, I should probably kill that, shouldn't I?
Or just mute it.
No, I'll just go ahead and kill it. There's no reason to have it open and be actually on it.
Yeah. Get enough watch time anyways.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that would help. So, wow, man, I have not been online in any of these things since September. That's a little crazy.
Yeah, we're coming up on 8 months.
Yeah,
But then again, time...
anywho, don't need to go down that road. It's just, it kind of blew my mind, actually, when I got the invite. I was like, hey, you know what? I might as well. It's been a little while. Yeah, work's been crazy, and I'm not actually necessarily technically supposed to do this via my contract, but as long as I don't say anything that I'm not supposed to say, I can still be here.
Well, yeah, that really is the biggest thing, is avoiding the specifics that you're actually not supposed to talk about. And that's one of the things, even with my job now, there are certain things that I end up seeing and dealing with that I'm not allowed to say publicly, because there are some quote-unquote trade secrets on the manufacturing side of stuff that I end up seeing that, I'll be honest, I don't pay attention enough to be a risk, but there is that potential.
Yeah.
And then again, I've been doing the control side of things and programming and that stuff, and it can be fun sometimes. Like today, I actually was on site today because they said, oh, this manufacturing line's not working. I go there, I take a quick look at it, don't see anything obviously wrong. It's like, okay, show me how it was running. Show me what's wrong with it. And then it runs fine, with no issues, for the rest of the day.
I like it when people call me for tech support. As soon as they call me and I answer, they're like, "Oh, it's working now." Like I didn't have to touch anything.
That's never been me.
you just have to call and it works.
I thought that's how all tech support worked.
My favorite is calling tech support and be like, yeah, I need you to tell me that I can reboot this, do a hard reboot on this computer. And they're like, well, we have to go through this. No, just tell me this.
Oh my gosh. You should try calling tech support on industrial machinery.
Oh.
When you sit down and you call Matsura and you're like, okay, so I have this model of 5-axis milling machine and I'm trying to do this and this is what's happening. And they're going, we're going to have to refer you to our Japanese headquarters because we're not actually sure what you're talking about. Okay.
Oh yeah, when they have to look it up by individual build
Okay.
number, that's when it gets fun.
Oh yeah, that's an absolute blast.
Now, what I've run into a few times is when we're dealing with equipment that is so old, there are no prints, there is no documentation.
Oh.
Half of my time working on the system is just figuring out what the hell is running where.
Oh, that was when I first got into my trade, that was one of the biggest problems because you have some of the best machine tools in the world that you utilize to actually make a lot of things going, all over the universe. They're not all American, of course. So you're sitting down and you're trying to figure out, okay, how in the world am I going to decipher this German manual? How in the world am I going to decipher this Japanese manual? And when you're not a person, who spent time in the military like you have, obviously, Jared, you're going, I didn't learn any of this. Like, I learned French and Spanish. What did that get me? Nothing. I should have learned German and Japanese. That would have been the best way to go. But I didn't have that option, So you get into that trade, you get into that industry, you start doing the work, and you start looking into the manuals, and you're going, wait a minute, why don't I know how to even pick my way through this language? It's so like, why didn't someone teach me this?
Lucky
It would
for
have been so
you,
much
English is
easier.
a Germanic language.
I'm sorry, say that again, Karis? I didn't hear
I
you.
said, lucky for you, English is a Germanic language.
Well, yeah, that does help, but it,
A little bit, not as much as some people would think when you're like, it's one thing if you know Spanish, if you know one of the Romance languages, you can more
really
easily
understand,
yeah.
So I can understand some Italian and stuff. So.
yeah, like having learned Spanish and growing up in Colorado, of course, there's a lot of Spanish spoken here just natively. It is what it is, and it's actually really easy to go from Spanish to French or Spanish to Portuguese or Spanish to Italian. To German? No. No.
I say
No.
I say
It's easier to go from Russian to Mandarin than it is to go from English to German. There are just certain languages that don't cross good boundaries, and
No, and Mark Beischer said, "Fun is when the equipment is so old that the only records of it are on microfiche. I've ran into some that don't even have that."
When I started programming this one particular German machine, that was about 17 years ago. It was still DOS 3.1, and I had to program everything in Notepad. That was the only available software. So you're programming an industrial machine tool in Notepad. There were a lot of blown up grinding wheels trying to make stuff.
I can only imagine.
Well, yeah, you got
it was fun. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was a great learning experience. I'm glad that company did that for me. And anywho,
yeah, well, because at that point you're
kind of
dealing
diverting
with
from everything. I didn't mean to divert from everything. My apologies.
Oh no, you got to remember, this is essentially the Seinfeld of the shows in this NECA YouTube. It's the greatest show about nothing.
And you also got to remember, I have not been on any YouTube show. I honestly, I don't think since September of last year. It's been a little while.
The moment I got in here, the whole thing went to shit. So you coming in was a welcome respite.
No.
Well, if I can help you out, then my gratitude.
Now she only says that because of her own You know what? I'm going to call it what it is. Twisted self-view that many of us do not agree with.
What?
Yeah, you heard me.
No comprendo.
I.e., a really, really beautiful woman who happens to be here with all of the geeks.
Lord. I have to go, do something.
Gotta go wash your hair. That's a usual excuse.
I have a lot of... I have to go fix my face. It seems to have turned inadvertently red or something. I don't know what's up with that.
She's got to adjust her spanner.
Oh, how about this one from Bacon God? I took 5 years of German. She was a great girlfriend.
Oh, man. Karis, I certainly by no means meant to, you shouldn't leave.
I wasn't leaving.
I think we've put Karis through much worse and she still didn't leave. I don't understand why she didn't leave, but she rarely leaves.
Remember what I was doing in the Navy and how few females were in that field.
In the Navy.
Okay, Chris Catzolas, I don't want to know who you were talking to just now to make you think of that. But it
Where
says...
did that come from?
Yeah.
Is live chat shown on the stream?
It is.
Okay, I was going to read it out if people couldn't... Actually, you know what? I don't think I would.
I do actually have to ask now that Karis brought it up also.
Oh, no.
What's going on with our webcams? Am I being seen? Because...
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Well, at least you didn't have an entrance like Karis did a few weeks back on, what was that, Steve's channel?
It was on Steve's show.
Can everybody see me?
You know what? Let me go see if I can find that. We'll make an intro for that really quick.
I thought I saw a little mute bar on my camera for a second, and then I was like, no, that's not there. And no, I don't think I'm actually... I think everyone's seeing me. Yeah, that's happening.
You know what? And I think it was... I think it was the VTW that was on his channel.
Was it actually on Great Debate? Please say no. Please say no.
No, it was on Steve McRae's channel, and I think it was that one right there.
Just a couple of balls with a laser. Woohoo!
Woo!
Laser balls!
Oh, well,
That's how you prove gravity.
There's one for your soundboard. Laser balls.
Droppity.
Spaceballs.
Let's play with Andy's laser balls.
We actually did watch that movie one night.
Yes, we did.
We did.
Yeah, I came in for, I think, the intro or something. God, that face is horrible. Oh my god, no. I flee things when I see or hear myself somewhere. I leave.
Why?
I don't know. I find myself revolting.
Well, some people don't like the sound of their own voice, and it does take a lot of getting used to.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Why are we
Every time Jay plays that damn threesome clip, it doesn't sound right to me, other than the content of it.
There's a threesome clip?
Now you got her interested.
Jeez.
Whatever.
Actually, that'd be more at this point.
I can't do that much, guys.
Yeah, wasn't I in this somewhere? I don't want to be left out now.
It's a train at this point.
Oh, God.
I'm clipping those two together now. Oh, jeez.
And suddenly the words "ka-chugga chugga" are just so much worse.
Which is ironic. I can't chug anything. I'll just gag.
I know we had another one about that too. See, that's the thing. You never know what's gonna happen here. Hell, I don't even know what's gonna happen here.
Poor Jared. Rip his monetization.
Yeah, hell, I'm still kind of surprised you even invited me on when I haven't been a face on anything with the internet, especially with stuff like this, for months.
Why would you not be immediately welcome somewhere?
I can understand you not being immediately welcomed in a place that you haven't been before, that you're just kind of just starting out in, but...
Hey guys, I'm Andy. That sort of thing.
I don't know. I mean, I don't. It's just one of those weird things. Like sometimes, you sit down and you have a face-to-face with a major YouTube type player, and you're like, oh, we're gonna do these amazing things, and you wind up thinking you're gonna have a show with the wrong person, and everything goes to shit, and you go disappear for a little while, turn into recluse, and come back. You're like, I don't know who's still actually going to be around that gives a shit. I don't know. It's just a little weird.
The people who matter have good memories of the benefits and the positive times. The people who focus on the negativity are the ones that you are better not being around anymore. At least from my experience.
I would tend to agree. Hence why I'm not around anymore.
Yeah.
Is it because you're showing up your balls all the time in your avatar?
Well, I've got a really nice ball sack, and I just really think the world can see it.
Well, Froball's over there with his telescope.
Don't let Furball get a hold of your balls. He'll put a drill through his hand.
No, I was drilling the ball and accidentally went through my hand.
Oh.
Why is that funny?
Oh, and he showed pictures of it too. That was the thing.
It's funny.
The things you do in Korea when you get bored.
Oh God, what's even worse is that my fucking F-17 refractor is sitting behind me on the floor. If I could actually tilt the cam right now and get the right angle, that's that's 7 feet of hard rob for you, Furball.
Oh, there is a such thing as...
And there is so much optics happening in those 7 feet. It's just, it is mind-blowing. I mean, when it gets in your eye, it just splatters everywhere.
Oh, fucking phenomenal.
Guys, I've been training my replacement.
I think part of it really is the dynamic that is going on. It's not just one or the other. You know what? Yes, it's a group thing at this point.
We're just bouncing off each other.
Hey, there's a first time for everything.
Okay, who got the case of flubber out?
Huh?
He tried to be clean and mentioned the flubber.
Ah, got you.
Well, that, or if you guys ever seen The Absent-Minded Professor?
I don't think so.
That's an older movie. They actually remade it with Robin Williams. He created a substance called flubber.
Oh. Yeah, I remember that movie now. Both the original and the new. It's just I couldn't remember the title of it.
Sorry.
The remake destroyed it all.
Yes.
There is no remaking Robin Williams.
Sad.
Just Okay, is my actual webcam still running because
No.
the lights on it are not on?
No,
No,
The trend
Okay.
it's just your icon.
no, we're seeing your balls.
Are you talking about my chin?
That's where those went to.
No.
Oh, you know,
Gosh,
this is
man,
why I
that's so
love you
fun.
guys. This is why I love you guys. We could be talking about something that's kind of benign, then all of a sudden right back down the toilet.
Well, I was gonna say if my camera was still going, I would show the real telescope,
Oh, okay.
but you know, my telescope's off, and I've had some beverages, and I don't feel like effing up the camera. So
My telescope's off. I've had some beverages. And I've got the camera.
Are you
Okay.
Are you going to try to decipher what kink he's referring to?
I take it he has a few.
yeah, there might have been a back and forth, but yeah.
Oh,
You
oh.
Well,
got
you
to
just got to make some people laugh.
You got-
Sometimes you just got to make them laugh.
you got to adjust. You got to make sure that the fit is right.
This reminds me of the game called Dirty Mind.
Oh God!
I've never played that.
Oh,
You know, we should play Cards Against Humanity sometime.
Oh no! Oh no! Okay, Cards Against
Play with
Humanity
Andy's
is
laser
okay.
balls.
Cards Against Humanity is okay, and it has this thing, but Quiplash is Cards Against Humanity, where it's all wild cards.
yep.
So I don't even know what Chris said. I'm just allowed. Oh, another moderator just handled this. Why do I even try? You guys always get there first.
Like, hey, Jared, what's your rejected crayon color?
So what's this Quips game?
Oh, Quiplash, you get a prompt, and then you get to come up with your own completion of it. So it is like Cards Against Humanity, except it's all wild cards.
So what's the objective?
To come up with the best or worst response to the prompt for everyone to vote on for the points delegation.
So, as an example, what's one that you've seen that has?
Well, our friend Furball here came up with a particularly classic response.
I
where the
censored
prompt,
mine at least.
Okay, what was okay?
the prompt was
yeah.
what is a rejected crayon color?
Lord.
A rejected crayon color?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God! I actually know the color of it, and it unfortunately has to do with
that's
the.
the.
It's
Yeah.
not
Okay.
trivia. It's something.
Yeah,
This
it's
isn't
not-
trivia.
Well, I was trying to text someone that I like, and send something nice and cute, and blah blah blah. So
Oh, I wasn't
blah blah
paying
blah. I
attention
missed
to you.
something.
Oh, sorry. You weren't. Oh, you must have been texting somebody else. All right.
Sorry, yeah.
Oh.
So the answers. My answer was N star hashtag GER black. And the other person's was just the first word without the censoring.
Oh, that was me, Furball.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Yeah, you get some really interesting responses. Especially when we get Alex Geostreber playing as well, we get a lot of World War II and Nazi jokes.
I did not see that coming.
We'll have to set up a night for it to get her in on the game too.
Geo and his Luftwaffles.
Because you have 8 contestants, and the audience gets to join in and vote too.
Well, yes, it's up to 8 people actively playing the game. And then if we're streaming it, the viewing audience can also chime in and vote as well. So the way it works out is there are 3 rounds. Rounds 1 and 2, you are given 2 prompts to respond to. You are randomly paired up with one other player to where you're competing answers on the same prompt. Round 3, all people playing the game get the same prompt. And whichever answer for each head-to-head and in the final round gets the most votes between the people playing the game and viewing, they win. Now, if you end up providing an answer that all of the voting members who are playing the game vote for, and you get enough of the audience vote to have over 75% of the vote, you get a bonus, which is a quiplash.
Oh, that sounds fun. What is it like?
Sounds like something. Maybe it's something. Is that your new position in bed?
I think it has to do with something Andy was manufacturing.
As long as it doesn't have the barbs on the end, we're okay.
Oh, no. He's gone strangely silent.
And again, at the same time, he might have muted himself and forgot. He has done that before.
Oh.
Hey, Jared. Chris Katsolis is wondering where his whack-a-mole equipment is.
If you're looking for your tallywhacker, that sounds like a personal problem, and I can't help you.
As long as they don't have dingleberries.
Plus, he does have a point. There aren't that many trolls that show up over here anymore because, yeah, I kind of don't give them the ammunition.
All right, Jared, I'm loading the new mix on the soundboard.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
It should be an interesting play. But actually, so, Andy, if you're listening, something that has been going on in the interim because of the whole lockdown situation on my Discord server, a bunch of us have gone to watching movies and shows that are actually written well and entertaining.
Then why are we here?
Because YouTube doesn't like when we share video, even if it's
I thought you were saying that like this was written well and entertaining.
Oh, again, show about nothing.
I thought it was between me and Jared.
A threesome now? Jeez.
Whatever.
Actually, that'd be more at this point.
I can't do that much, guys.
Yeah, wasn't I in this somewhere? I don't want to be left out now.
It's a train at this point. Wow.
Oh.
You have a unique skill, Jay. Somebody needs to pay you for this skill.
You know, I have a Patreon account.
Well played.
Give me just a
sir.
second. I'll throw the link in the chat.
Well played. And Bacon Gut
Hey,
says,
you're welcome.
And yet somehow I was the one that was strange for being on that show of that no longer exists for making floggers during the show.
No,
I
you're
don't
not
think I
strange.
was the weird one at all anymore.
No, you fit right in. You were part of the normal. Bacon Gut says, you think Jason isn't watching? Well, if he's watching, you know, all he has to do is unblock me and he can say his piece, but he has to unblock me.
Here we go.
22 watching and just 4 active in the live chat. Yeah.
Oh God. Oh God.
Oh God, that explanation.
No, just really.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this worked.
Oh, it's funny though.
If the problem was that people were walking around golden showering other people, I'm pretty sure we would know right away how to stop the spread. Like, pinch it off. Stop the spread.
Oh,
God.
Andy's having fun.
Oh no.
I'm glad. I was going to say, catheters are a thing.
I think I'll join Andy and get myself a Corona.
Have to see that in my Twitter feed.
And thank you for sharing with the rest of us.
Do you guys know what the difference between a garbanzo bean and a chickpea are?
No.
No,
Well,
but I'm sure you're going to tell us.
It's not very common for world leaders to pay to have a garbanzo bean on their face.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. That's a dirty dad joke.
So why didn't the sesame seed leave the casino?
Oh God, here we go again.
It was on a roll.
Damn it!
I got it.
You're not supposed to be telling the dad jokes again.
Definitely don't want to go to Orange County now.
Why? What?
why?
That's supposed to be Jared and Furball. They're supposed to tell the dad jokes.
Here.
Yeah, and Andy and I said the punchline at the same time.
Oh.
Like how crowded that is.
Hey, it's Missouri Walmart.
Huntington Beach.
Oh God, why?
Because they're idiots, and you know what?
They're more crowded
I don't
now
feel
than
bad.
they were before stay-at-home orders. It's like they want to be. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like being next to people. I definitely like being like really close to certain people. But there's also like
Andy, we're not
no,
supposed to.
Dude, no.
Andy, I thought we
Like-
were waiting. I thought we were waiting to tell everyone.
Oh,
By the way, Jared, 9 minutes till the After Effects remix is loaded into the soundboard.
Oh, nice. But when is anyone really opposed to a heavy dose of natural selection right now?
I'm not allowed to voice my actual opinion on this.
Why not?
because there might be a natural dose of natural selection.
Yes.
See, now I'm curious because okay, some people may have missed it, but a couple months ago I was actually, it was probably about 4 months ago now. I was on another person's channel and they wanted a hot topic debate. And so I went on there and was like, you know what? With everything that's been going on in the Middle East, how about this? Tell the politicians, fuck it.
Oh, God, no, kill it.
Whoa.
No.
What?
No.
No. Well, how the hell is the arm that long?
That's what it really feels like when they kick, guys.
Nice.
I don't. No. I've felt them in there. It's not. No. There's certain graphics you just don't show children. You don't want to ruin it for them.
Some of us get broken ribs when we're carrying.
Yeah.
Well, and
Was
there
that
are
fetus
certain
checking its email?
Oh. There are certain situations where, yes, of course, absolutely, there's amazing things taking place, but then there's graphics like that where it's like, can I
It makes you
puke
wonder.
and shit at the same time? Because I would like to.
On the plus side,
I just want everything out, all at the same time.
I don't
Just
think a cold
be
shower
done.
is necessary anymore, though.
Well, see, so Fino, yes, I agree. He said if it only were to get rid of the deplorables, it wouldn't be a problem. But even 10 million deaths from an epidemic will give the economy a worse death thrall than any normal recession. And if you do not stop it at all, COVID will be worse than just 10 million deaths in the US alone. Again, I agree. I am more concerned about the economic ramifications that are going to happen after the fact than the disease itself at this point. However,
Well, absolutely. When you sit down and you don't take a look at what claims for unemployment are, but what is actually happening to people who are losing their jobs because businesses are shutting down
Guys,
long term.
I have a weak immune system.
There's going to be a lot of people that are sitting down going, "Oh shit! I thought I might be able to go back to work after this." That aren't going to. They're not going to be able to.
So now,
and that's a terrifying idea, honestly, because that's a lot of people.
So, Karis, I understand that there are people out there who are intellectually worthy, who are in the at-risk group. People like you aren't putting yourself in risk the way those people in California are. The idiots who are doing that are the ones who should pay the price for it, in my opinion.
Some of them are just blinded by one factor or another. Remember, I used to be a fundie. I was one of those who didn't think the global warming was real, let alone man-made, and I was over there making sure I did all of my laundry at peak time on Earth Day, just to make a point of it. So there are people who, they're not stupid, they don't mean bad, they just don't actually think it's real, they don't have the right information, or they're blinded into thinking that the right information is the wrong information, for whatever reason.
I'm glad they volunteered for tribute. So.
But then again, as I was saying, on Planner Walk, Planner Walk had a show where he didn't really have a topic, so he just wanted a hot topic debate. So I went in and said that, let's stop giving the politicians a middle ground. You're either going to actually pull the trigger and get off your ass and do everything full on, or you're going to knock it the fuck off. One or the other. Stop giving them a middle option when it came to aggressive posturing between countries. The other person on the panel thought that I was advocating all-out nuclear war just because, it'd be fun.
So that does seem. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
My apologies. I was not spoken to. No, your turn.
I was
not.
I was going to change the topic, kind of, sort of, for a few seconds. Go right
I'm
ahead.
just watching you guys fight it out. Over here.
It's all you. It's all you.
So this is a live look at Steve's rum and coke waiting room.
I could see that happening, yeah.
Oh, goodness.
So, what was that was on your mind, Andy?
So, I guess my thing a lot with this, when it comes to shutting everything down or this, that, and the other, no, we can't shut everything down indefinitely. We all know that. we can go about everything in a way that is both protective and safe to the public and safe to every healthcare professional out there, safe to every one of us that is traveling to go to work, whether we were deemed essential because it's truly essential or not. There are ways we can go about that, and we should be working towards that because, in my opinion, I think that's the right way of doing things. Because it's kind of that we're progressing on our train of thought. We're progressing on not necessarily, social norms, this, that, or the other, but how do we actually deal with what the fuck when it comes to what the fuck? Because it's easy to sit down and say, oh, we've got this great plan for when shit goes to shit. And maybe you're a prepper and you're sitting there going, oh my God, I just realized I don't actually even like eating canned food. And I'm supposed to eat it for I don't know. Let me out of my house. I'm freaking out. I'm having a panic attack. It's I think there's a lot of that going on right now, and people don't actually understand how in the fuck do you survive without the normal resources at hand. And do you start gardening? Do you even know how to garden? Do you start, withholding, like, I'm not going to eat this much of this because maybe, whatever. It's a very, very major change in how it is that we just go about doing things on a daily basis, that it's almost impossible to say, this is my idea for day to day, because tomorrow's going to be way fucking different from today. Today was way different from yesterday. And that's just what we're dealing with right now. It's messed up, it's difficult, it's hard. But we're amazing creatures, and we're very adaptable, and we can figure it out. So we really don't need to worry. We just have to focus on, hey, what's really actually important, what really actually does matter right now, and how can we utilize that to make a difference in what's going on.
I agree, and I think Factard makes a great point. He was just saying, I think we can do it the Walking Dead way.
Yeah, and that's actually part of my whole thing is when you look at a lot of the decisions that have been made and a lot of the planning and leadership view of things, it really has been misguided in a lot of things, where we are almost coddling too much of the population for no reason. And that's where sometimes a little bit of hardship goes a long way. And getting people to recognize that and actually take that on board and actually think outside of themselves genuinely is the challenge. Because look at what was shown of those people out in Huntington. Look at the people at the beginning of this that did the same goddamn thing down in Florida. It was selfish people who think they knew better.
Handmaid's Tale has an interesting line. I'm not saying this verbatim, but paraphrased, we want for this to be a better world, but it being a better world doesn't mean it'll be better for everyone.
Absolutely true.
Yes.
Absolutely true. It's
unfortunately it was it was not the good guys saying that.
Yeah, it was the current leadership who were forced this situation that they're dealing with, who actually said that. But at the same time, you got to give a series like that credit for where something like that actually does have that ring of truth to it, coming from who is supposed to be the villain, really muddies the waters and makes it closer to believable reality.
That's why I said interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't
Well,
say good.
and one thing that I would love to relate to that. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Karis.
I'm quite interruptible. I wasn't saying anything important.
Oh, yes, you were actually.
Nope.
Anywho, okay. If so, again, apologies for interrupting you, but leading on what you were saying with it, sometimes we do have to sit down and we do have to take a look at what it is that the governor's actions of states individually, because I know it's easy to look at the United States as being this thing that's governed by, one Cheeto, but that's not actually the case. There's a lot of things that that individual can do as far as persuasion. There are also a lot of things that individual can do behind closed doors, and there are a lot of things that that individual has absolutely no authority over and no say over whatsoever. So sometimes we do wind up in situations where no matter what it is that they say, we have to look at our own states and go, okay, what is it that our governor is doing? Because if our governor is doing something that is monumentous and they're really striving and working hard at doing something great and making sure that we're protected, that we're safe, that our economies thrive, that's that individual. That's not the individual above them, and that exists in all lines of business, and business management and individual management and even life management. When you do something amazing that is like nobody else but me could have done that so amazing thing, you've got to be able to give yourself credit for, I did that amazing thing that nobody else could have done.
Are you lecturing me on a former DM conversation?
Oh no, I wasn't even actually speaking directly to anyone. I was being totally just
General.
Open book. Just like, because at the end of the day, that's kind of the way that I see it. Like, you can sit down, you can be like, oh, my president messed up, my governor messed up, my mayor messed up, my general assembly of the county messed up, I messed up. Oh, there's the real one where it's like, okay, that's where I have a difference I can make. I messed.
Yeah, and
just my own personal opinion.
No,
sorry, I kind of took that a little too far.
No, I don't think you took it too far at all, and I would actually agree that a lot of people forget about their own individual agency and responsibility in what is going on and what does take place in their own lives. You have a lot of people who want to blame and analyze everyone and everything else around them, but never themselves. They would never actually look in the mirror and go, oh, that's where I could have stopped it. That's where I could have made a better choice and not ended up in this position. And by not having that self-awareness, then they just end up in the same cycle, just a slightly different situation.
Here you go, Karis.
I want one.
That could be fun.
It could be.
So I'm sorry. I feel like I took that maybe on a level that was not meant for what this show is. I've never been on this show, and I do apologize if I took something on the wrong.
Oh no,
segue or anything.
No, you didn't, because here's the thing: is we get those random moments of clarity and wisdom and deeper philosophy and topics. Actually, frequently enough, it's just mixed in with
debauchery.
Yes, debauchery and borderline childish humor, because people have to be able to recognize that you can do both. You can have a serious conversation. You can talk about more pressing issues, higher intensity issues, and more pressing issues, but still, You know, you'd be surprised at some of the conversations that have taken place.
Oh, oh,
But at the same time, we can have that comedic. We can be relaxed. We can be ourselves, and let the conversation naturally go the way it will and wants to. You can have both taking place at the same time.
Seen that one.
You're good, Jared.
Again, I'm waiting for someone in full mop gear or something similar to it with a GoPro getting people's reactions.
Oh, and you yell, "Where did my patient go?"
Oh, now that's just fucked up.
Hey, that works.
Jared, your DMs on Twitter.
Okay, well, I'm getting off for the night, guys.
So
Alrighty.
soon?
See ya.
Yep, night.
Later,
Yeah.
Burns.
Have a good night.
What the
What, the pup?
Wow. Oh, wow. Hang on. Copy link. I'm sharing this with you, Jay, but it is not going on air because
Understood.
I will be posting this in the Discord server because this is the kind of thing that YouTube wouldn't like. And you know, and
I hate saying this live, but I absolutely have to say it live. I'm glad that I recovered my Discord and I do get notifications about things like this. I'm really glad that happened, but I also remember why I left Discord. And I need to spend some time tomorrow because it's finally the weekend for me, and maybe I won't be working fucking 12 goddamn hours tomorrow. And fix that. Because when you... Yeah.
I think I know, so yeah.
Yeah. You do, Karis. You know. I don't need to go into any more detail. I gotta fix it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had the same issue.
Yeah, sometimes a good purge like that is a good thing. You see it now?
Yeah, sometimes you gotta purge, and I hadn't logged into Discord since, oh god, probably like June of 2018. Honestly, it didn't work for me. Like the layout didn't work. The UI was not friendly to me for whatever reason. So I was like, okay, I'm on here, but whatever. I don't use it. But you hop back on so you can, connect and do everything. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. This is actually like not, it doesn't work for me. Like the UI layout does not work for me. So
yeah, Discord is not an intuitive layout or setup for what it's actually grown into be. And that really is a detriment to it, but it has gotten better in some aspects and some of the features and some of the capabilities you have with it. But
oh yeah, and that's why I'm saying I just got to take a day tomorrow and like sit down and clean out the garbage that doesn't mean anything, and then move forward from there.
Well,
can I recommend maybe not spending the entire day on that because that can wreck a person?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to spend an entire day on it. Don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pace yourself.
Yeah, it's just one of those chores to add to the day.
Yeah. But
it's like, hey, I got to wash my socks tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got to wash my socks on Saturday.
But
does that mean that all of Saturday means I'm washing my socks? No. I just got to wash my socks on Saturday.
depends on. I mean, I have like 1,000 socks, so.
Okay, I'm gonna challenge you to a 1-to-1 sock race, and if somehow your washer and dryer has actually consumed more, and you have less pairs, we will determine what the winner and loser of that is at a later date.
Are you trying to have a sock off?
You know, I just might be.
By the way, Jared, the After Effects remix is ready.
Oh, it's not as bad as you might think.
It's still pretty bad.
Because it's JM True.
Oh my god.
Blah 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 blah.
Blah 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 blah.
That's also called After Effects. After Effects. That's also called After Effects.
My video is still muted, right?
Yeah. Yes, Andy. And Andy, I was going to say, actually, it's a good... With you coming back towards the dark side of Discord, there is a little glimmer of light in it. Actually, because of the lockdown and a lot of the people dealing with potential cabin fever, on my server, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, we've started doing pretty much viewing parties of... Tuesdays right now is the Star Wars thing where we're doing The Mandalorian. Wednesdays are movies that could not be made in today's political climate. This week we watched Big Trouble in Little China. And Thursdays is Star Trek The Next Generation. Right now.
Well, that definitely sounds like I should log in and take a look, because, yeah, I got deemed essential because of my work.
Same
I
here.
don't know if everyone in the chat knows. I'm pretty sure everyone here knows, though I'm not actually allowed to talk about it in depth, but I
do confidentially.
I am involved in making things that make flat earthers look like idiots, and my shill check sucks. Let me just put it that way.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I was deemed essential because of my direct support to manufacturing that has direct support to DoD and other critical services. So
I work in a fuel station.
Yeah,
I'm essential.
Yeah, so feeling your pain. We depending on if someone puts their foot down and wants to say that they are gonna be there, we typically would start the show around 6:30, 7 p.m. Eastern, but we can and have pushed it later, so people who expressed an interest in viewing could catch it from the beginning.
Oh, shut up. Just because my children don't go to bed until 8 p.m.
Oh, I was actually going to say, if you want to shoot me a link to the beginning of when things of that nature happened, I'd actually be very interested, because once ever, at least in my, where it is that I happen to habitate, decided it was time to not do this. I was like 3 months already into, I'm not allowed to talk about what it is that I do for a living.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I know a couple of you guys probably got the DMs through Twitter. They're like, shit, I can't do this anymore. This sucks. It kind of sucks, but I'm kind of glad I'm back in that line of work.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't been able to actually hop on, and I might get in trouble for hopping on tonight, but I was kind of sitting there going, you know what? Let's weigh the consequences. Is it really that bad?
Well, and even
as long as I don't spill the beans about this, that, or the other, I can still be on. It's just, it's a work contract thing where I'm not supposed to say shit. And
well,
I get that.
Guys, I gotta run.
All right, later, Jay. No,
There we go.
I completely understand. That's where, as long with what you put into the text chat and what you've said here, you haven't really said enough to warrant any potential ramifications because you haven't talked about any specifics, you haven't named names, you've been very vague enough to where, unless private conversations have taken place, most people aren't going to really know what it is that you're actually referring to, which is how you want it to come off. So you're...
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too worried about it at this point.
Deal.
Yeah. So, but as for the whole thing, we'll get you the link to join the Discord server, and then once you're in there, you'll...
So, like I said, I do have to clean up my Discord server because it still has some links to some, un-CD people that I don't trust, and I've got to get rid of.
No, understand, and that's where once you get your get yourself set after all that, let me know. I'll get you the link. We'll get you into the server, and you'll be able to join in when you're available for all that fun stuff that we've been doing.
Cool. Sounds great, Jared. Thank you.
Yeah. And of course, anyone out there listening offers the same. Nightbot has actually been doing its job tonight and posting the links in the live chat on its periodic nature. So if you're not in the server and if you want to join us for the viewing parties, go ahead, join the Discord server, accept the rules, and you will get the notifications because we do an at everyone to let them know anywhere from an hour or as short as a half hour before we plan on starting the show. And you can also have a say in what we watch because we do take suggestions. But there are times where, well, admins rule. So, if there was already something else that was determined and agreed upon, sorry, I have final say. It's my server. But, holy shit, it is after 11 p.m. and, let's see, coming up... tomorrow afternoon, well, late afternoon, we have the next installment of Kanar with Damar.
I forgot I haven't finished all my homework on that. I started off like a week and a half ago and got, elbow deep into it and forgot to finish. So I have homework to do for the morning.
Yeah, and you'll have time because Gayo is relocating. And will be available, and there's going to be a little bit of recreation a couple hours before we go live, so I know he's going to be available, because I'm not giving him the fucking option. But outside of that, it's looking to be a quiet weekend on my end, and hey, look at that, we got Reds out in the chat. So, hey Red.
Hey Reds.
Did you have fun with that fucking contrarian and denialist? Yeah, he claimed to be a skeptic, but no. He was a denialist. And you're welcome for last night. It's always fun, actually, producing and actually not having to be the primary voice of a show from time to time. Which actually reminds me, last Saturday I was on the Daily Atheists sci-fi show, and oh boy, did I push some buttons there. Because, Furball, I found someone who actually enjoys Discovery and Picard.
Are they in a mental institution, or are they, on their way in?
I don't know, but I've been meaning to reach out to her to be like, hey, I'd like to have a discussion to hear your side of why you find these shows that enjoyable.
I'm still here, just saying goodbye to good night to my wife. She's going to bed.
Yep, no. And you know what? fucking Bacon God, yes, I forgot to ask. Other shit kind of jumped to the top of the pile in the old brain pan. Which, ooh, maybe that's what we could watch on Wednesday. Serenity. Or do we do Serenity, or do we do a couple episodes of Firefly?
Or why not just do the series? Run through the series and cap it off.
In one night?
Well, no. Make a special, Tuesdays or whatever is for Firefly.
Well, right now Tuesdays is Star Wars, so it would have to be Wednesdays because Thursdays is Star Trek. So we would go from one sci-fi fantasy to another to another. That might get a little too nerdy for people. I kind of like the idea of it being random movies in the middle on Wednesday. Although I forgot just how freaking weird Big Trouble in Little China was.
I haven't watched that forever, so I don't even remember the plot line of it.
Oh no, Fino. Firefly, the series, was only 12 episodes.
Yeah, I think it was 12.
And they didn't even air them in proper order originally.
No.
Oh, and I'm just reading back and I'm seeing that. You're welcome for last night. TMI. Oh. There's never... There is no such thing as too much information. Well, wait a minute. Unless you're talking to your parents. Or grandparents. And then there is... Yeah. Never mind, I retract that. Oh, it was 14 episodes. See, I knew there wasn't that many of them. But here's the thing. So that's 14. Here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do what the Flurfs really hate. Math. So
math is reality.
So let's... To make it simple, let's call it roughly a 45 minutes runtime for each episode.
Jared.
Yeah, I can hear.
Sometimes I never know if I turn down my microphone. Sometimes I never know if it actually works because it's, Hangouts. Not I'm sitting down playing Call of Duty. But glad to know it's working. I gotta get going for the night. Just want to let you know. So I'm going to log off. I hope you guys have a great evening. Everyone here is amazing. You guys rock. Love knowing that there's not a bunch of weirdo skeptics thinking that the fucking sky's falling or some weird shit, because we live in some weird times, and it's nice to know that there are some sane minds around you can sit down and talk to. So I hope you guys all have a great night. Reds, I know you just jumped in. Haven't chatted with you in fucking years, but I hope you're having a great night. Keep it going. I hope everyone's doing good. I gotta go. I gotta make shit for weird motherfuckers with. I gotta make shit for weird motherfuckers. That's all I gotta say.
That is a great way to describe it. Thanks for joining, Andy. We'll catch you around next time.
Later, Andy.
Night, Andy.
Have a great night, everybody.
All right, so calling it 45 minutes average runtime at 14 episodes, that is 10 and a half hours.
That's a Saturday, easy.
That is a single day, but it would be a whole day. Because there's other stuff that does have to take place when I'm not at work. So... yeah, that's where we could definitely go through the series over the course of, call it 3 weeks, 3 viewing sessions. But we would just have to figure out what day of the week it's going to be. Because
this really sounds like a dom sub relationship.
you say that like you're speaking from experience. And of course she mutes. But, well, and even then, before we do a Firefly Marathon stream, there was another request made that I have agreed that I would actually have to do first. And that is a full 24-hour period of playing and streaming a certain game on a Tuesday. Because apparently the Stanley Parable has a particular achievement if you do such a thing. So I would actually have to schedule time off from work to do that.
Reds takes time off to go film rocket launches. Why can't you take time off for that? Just saying.
I like my paycheck.
I'll pay you
Valid
something,
point.
Jared.
PTO.
Well, so here's the interesting thing. Because of the way my benefits package are laid out, it's weird. It's not illegal, it's just different. So the way it actually ends up going, essentially, essentially, if I take a day off, I take that day unpaid, technically. In the individual paycheck, that's how it would be. Any time off I take it as unpaid time. However, the way my time off is actually funded, once a year, we get a lump sum percentage-based payout that is a percentage of our total wages. So it actually ends up with the amount of overtime that we typically end up working to where we actually get more time off by that pay conversion than if we were just given the days off.
I get 30 days of vacation a year, but I have to include weekends in on that.
Well, I also have to go for now. Sorry. Yeah. But thank you for having me on, and I'm sorry for not exactly being useful again.
You were plenty useful and enjoyable. Thank you for showing up, and I'll see you on the next one.
Later, Karis.
Everybody have a great night. And stay safe out there. It's kind of weird. Night.
Later.
Night.
I get 25 days off a year.
So with the amount of overtime that I was that I'm projecting out to get, because I was hired on mid-year, this first one isn't going to be all of that much. It'll actually end up working out to be close, right around 2 weeks of time off. But if this keeps going in the way it is, next year it'll actually end up being over 30 days worth. It'll be over a month's worth of time off effectively paid back. So
No, I'm just shy of that at 25.
Yeah.
To be honest, I barely used that. In fact, I'm maxed out currently. I'm ready to take off a few days this week just to spend.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing too, is before I would just work and not really take the time off. And I actually realized is I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot because companies don't like that. If you're given a PTO balance, if you're given a vacation time accrual, use it, because if you carry over and consistently do not take your time off, you are essentially telling the company to double pay you for those days.
Well, ours will cruise to the max and stops accruing once it hits the max. So
Yeah.
Really, if I don't take time off, it's just I'm losing stuff. Not.
Yeah. Well, and then
doesn't cost the company anything.
Yeah, and then you get to that point too, where you end up, if you carry over too much, you end up losing money on it. You end up losing the time. So get to a comfortable balance where you have that buffer available to you if an emergency comes up. But other than that, take care of yourself and take some time off, people. I at least by U.S. law, if you request the time off with ample warning, they have to give it to you at some point. They can't continually deny your request for time off. Because
I always deny mine. I just don't think.
Well, it's that whole thing of companies actually will get in trouble if someone reports them to the labor board if they do not grant a timely, supportable request for time off. The time off is given as part of the benefits package. If you request to use it and you follow the rules and everything, and if there is no legitimate reason for them to say no, they have to give it to you. So use it. Take it.
Yep.
Take care of yourselves, people. Mark Beiser, I've never been able to figure out how to use my 5 weeks a year of vacation. Oh, if you want to talk about that, I can give you some strategies. It just all depends on what you would want to do for those vacations. Let me say this. If you really want to get away and force yourself to disconnect, consider going on a cruise. And there's a week right there minimum. or follow Fino's advice, get a life. But with that, we're going to go ahead and call this night to a close. It is getting to that point, and I'd kind of like to get some sleep and then enjoy the morning out on the bike as long as I don't get called for work, because, hey, gotta love being on call.
I'm at the point where I realize my normal life's been called quarantine.
You know, there is that too. That is something that a lot of us have been prepared for a situation like this without even realizing it. So, you want to let people know what you got going on there for a ball before we call it a night?
Oh, sure. I am currently, well, let me turn on my camera. I'm still out in the cul-de-sac in front of my house with my cold moonlight experiment. Let's see if I can do this. Probably can't see the scope. And you can see I've got a backing on the back there. You can't really tell. I'm trying to figure out exactly how to determine the center point. And I've got, as you've seen in the picture that was shown earlier, a beam of moonlight coming out of here, and a perfect image of the moon on here, and it's only a half moon right now. So this is my first setup just to see how it worked and to kind of tweak it for the full moon next week. But I will probably do some kind of a video this week on this just to update the progress for the test, and then go from there.
Are they still going with that shit?
The cold moonlight?
Is, yes.
The cold moonlight thing? Yeah, they are. And here's the thing. We're just diversifying. We're have both Furball and Sean Hufford being able to have actual quantifiable data and demonstrations showing how full of shit it is. And now the question is, can you do that and somehow connect it to the Cavendish?
The Cavendish is in pieces.
For how much longer?
Oh, I don't have space in the house right now for it. The Cavendish is in pieces, but I am using the parts that Wally sent me from Australia as part of my temperature sensors for what's going on here.
Wait, you mean you can reuse equipment from one thing for another? How dare you!
Without a GoFundMe.
All right, with that, enjoy everyone. Thanks for coming along, and we will see you in 12. 17 hours. So, with Mike71 asks, do you have a magnifying glass? No. He's using a telescope.
I'm using an 8-inch Schmidt-Cassegrain telescope.
Yeah. So good night, everyone, and we will see you tomorrow afternoon. Later.
Bye, folks.